Hey everybody. So I need to explain what pain is to people who don't understand. So I talked about isolating elements and people glorifying or demonizing. And then we talked about the chemical synergistic relationship of the jelly juice and the ingredients all working together. But now we have to then give people a very, very slick, okay, which I know sounds kind of pejorative, but we need to give a very succinct way of explaining pain. Okay, so pain is biochemical triage. Then you guys are like, how do I explain biochemical triage? Where it's, well, you know, it's like it's a priority, how the body sets a priority to fix the weaknesses to keep the vital organs going, and then go to then the lesser of the systems in the body. So pain is biochemical triage. It's bringing in reserves. So that's what the whole J juice is, bringing in the reserves of minerals and micro and macro nutrients, which then goes to work on the weaknesses and heal the body until you have no more pain. Okay, so that is based upon a specific concoction. And when people are trying to get away from protocols that cause pain, you have to understand what that is. And most people are not going to take stuff in the allopathic holistic world that's going to induce pain. So luckily we're not in the allopathic holistic world. Okay, but pain also is biochemical triage, where the body is stealing from other parts to keep the vital organs going, which means you've taken something such as kombucha or apple cider vinegar, and you have a burning sensation in your belly. Some of you have taken the kombucha and you feel the burning in your belly. Well, the body is going to go do a biochemical triage and steal the minerals from the different systems to break up that lactic acid that's in that kombucha. So it's all very dependent on what chemical process you're bringing into the body. And so when somebody is taking, like, let's say massive amounts of mercury, let's just say they drink, like, you know, Drano. Well, guess what's going to happen? There's a biochemical triage, and that the body's going to steal minerals from other parts of the body to keep the organs going, which means they're going to induce autophagy, which is making you throw up, or diarrhea. Okay, so pain is biochemical triage based upon the elements, the conglomeration of elements you're bringing in. So when they say it's not FDA approved, or when they say that this may work on some but not work on others, you got to realize that, okay, this is a type of poison where it's not universally going to help people to mitigate the pain, because that's what the whole point of the allopathic holistic industry is, to run away from pain. Okay, so when you're inducing pain, you're actually healing the body, but then how do you explain it? Well, it's one of two ways how pain is being characterized. Either you're bringing in the mineral reserves as well as the micro and macronutrients, and you're sitting and healing, and you're dealing with all of the past, present, and future weaknesses and triggers and all that stuff, or you're bringing in elements such as Drano in your body, which you should not be drinking, and then the body has to go and gather all the electrolytes, all the water, and the force to then make you throw up. But people will do throw up too on the J juice, because they have so much acid and so much crap in their body that when they do drink the micro and macronutrients and the minerals in the J juice, the body then realizes, wow, we got finally energy to then get rid of stuff that doesn't belong. Because some of you are carrying around excess lactic acid. Some of you are carrying around so many parasites like worms and fungus, and you have weaknesses in your upper digestive tract that has to then be released. And sometimes the body has to do that. I mean, when you want to take this, oh my God, a spider. When you want to take this, oh, it's a centipede. When you want to take this to like a possession type of thing, when people are possessed by parasites or by major negative energy, like major hormones that are taking over the body, they do throw up. They do writhe in pain, how do you say that? Okay, because the body is now trying to release, and it's making all of the systems go a little cattywampus. So yeah, when you're trying to cast the devil out of your body, so to speak, the body has to then go into an episode of homeostasis and steal minerals and steal nutrients to then release the excess. Okay, so it's it's like, again, on that spectrum of the of what trigger, what were the following behaviors, what was the behaviors that followed up to the event. And so that's why doctors or naturopaths want to know, what were your symptoms prior to this? What did you eat? What did you drink prior to your symptoms? And then they can accurately figure out, okay, well, you're allergic to nightshades and you're allergic to this, so you got to stay away from this, because A plus B equals C in this context, because you have imbalances. So that's where they play the demonization or glorification game. Okay, but pain is a biochemical triage. So, I mean, that right there is great, because these are buzzwords that then you can explain. Biochemical triage, where the body takes priority. Okay, when you have to keep the vital organs going, that the heart and the lungs and the liver and the brain and the kidneys, the body is going to steal reserves from your hair, skin, and nails and other systems. And that is the aging process. But people age faster when they're taking in minerals that are not aligned with their body, and the body has to go into a biochemical triage and try to handle it. So the body is very intelligent, but you guys don't give it enough credibility. And so then pain is being mischaracterized, and then people take detoxes and a bunch of minerals and other poisons to try to deaden the pain. Cannabis, who knows what else, painkillers, opioids, okay, fentanyl, street drugs to prescription drugs to the herbs and extracts that they're putting out there in these MLM companies, trying to sell you another cure out there, okay? And so they try to deaden the pain, and then what happens, it over mineralizes you, and it weakens the body, and the body has to go into chemical triage, biochemical triage, to be able to adapt to this new poison that you're putting in your body. So when you're taking diatomaceous earth every day or bentonite clay every day, you're poisoning your body, you're over mineralizing your body. It's antibiotic, because it's the intent of what you're trying to do is deaden your pain, not feel the symptoms, because you don't want to heal. You say you want to heal, but you're not willing to go through what you need to do. And we're not telling people like to not manage their symptoms if they're not taking in the right elements. If you are not taking in the right elements and you're in pain, yes, go see a doctor, go see a nurse, go see whoever, because they'll stop the pain, stop your suffering. But then you are going to be degrading in the system, because yeah, you'll stop the pain, stop the suffering, stop the programming for a minute, and the body stops healing. And then you take in some food, you give yourself a little bit of calories, a little bit of cash for the day, but you're losing more minerals than you are absorbing, and then you are slowly disintegrating. It's like when you see a time caption type of movie where you're watching a person disintegrate. It's like they're walking through the ether, and then you see the cells are just dripping off their body. I wish I could just like create an easy like movie like right now and show you just in a quick cartoon form what you guys are doing when you're not actually bringing in the right minerals. It's like watching a person disintegrate as they're walking through life. You know, they were once a healthy person, robust and strong, and then you see them walking, and they're diminishing, they're disintegrating. And then you can see like them parts of their body go back into the universe. It goes and feeds into the trees. It feeds into the ground. I wish I could illustrate this, but that's what's going on when you guys are not dealing with the pain and you're not mineralizing your body correctly with the macro micronutrition, the lactic acid and the electrolytes and all of that and the water. You guys are actually disintegrating, and all of your cells and all of your stuff is going back into the universe. And I need an artist. I need somebody who can illustrate that, because that is really what is going on in the allopathic holistic industry. That's what goes on in the matrix. Those of you who are all like about 9/11 and this, 9/11 that, you are disintegrating, because you know you can't change the past. There are very evil people out there in the world, very imbalanced. And until you actually can balance out your own biochemistry and then create offspring that are well balanced, we will continue to loop and cycle in the same stuff. Every so many years, we're going to have a major event that someone's going to conspire, whether it's your own government or some other entity out there. It doesn't even matter. People are people. They're in specific positions of power because we have created them and we have put them in these positions of power. You put Gavin Newsom in power, okay? Because somebody created Gavin Newsom on a traumatic body. Someone created Trump on a traumatic body. Someone created all these people in our government on traumatic bodies, but we have a doctrine that keeps things relatively well balanced, okay? And then we have people who are so afraid of the vaccines. And really, the vaccines are just viruses in your environment with minerals that your body needs. However, yes, if you're over mineralized, do you need to have that shot of minerals? Here's the thing. If you're exposed to a virus that is very aggressive, which people are going to be exposed to viruses, it's better to have the shot of minerals, even though you're over mineralized, with a weakened version of it to then create a little bit of antibodies, so then your body can be able to fight off the aggressive viruses and pathogens when they're pathogens, because the body is still weak. So yes, you may have certain symptoms, and some people will say correlation equals causation, but hey, get a disease versus dying. Okay, some people don't have that choice. When kids that are born and they're dead, they didn't have a chance to get the disease, so then somebody able to then manage it and then give them an opportunity, because disease really is an opportunity to fix your issues. Parkinson's, cancer disease, chronic illness is actually your insurance policy to take care of it. But you guys don't take care of it. You're applying the wrong minerals or wrong chemistry to all of your cancer disease and chronic illness, and you're characterizing it as a bad thing. But yeah, it's bad if you don't know how to handle it correctly. But the cancer disease and chronic illness is your insurance policy against death. That's how you have to look at it. But no, you guys are all anti-vax and are so afraid of getting disease. But yeah, you'll have a weak body out there, like Melissa Bennett, you know, you're anti-vax. You put a kid out there with a really weak body, okay? And a person that has very communicable, regardless of where they got it from, is now exposed to your kid. They're gonna die. They're not gonna have a chance to have Parkinson's or autism or whatever that you can manage and then potentially reverse with the right elements. Oh no, it's either life or death right there, then and now. And then we create kids that are living in bubbles. So pain and symptoms is your insurance policy to let you know that you have a chance at life. But no, we want to say, no, I don't want to get any cancer disease. But I'm sorry, you can't control that if you're bringing in the wrong elements. If you already have a weak body and you're creating kids on traumatized bodies, you're going to have weak children that you have a chance to strengthen. And then you're like, well, I don't want them to get cancer, disease, or chronic illness, no vaccines, but you can't control the environment. And so now you're painting a picture of two extremes. Now you're rolling the dice with your children. All of you who are so afraid of cancer, disease, and chronic illness. No, these are just signs from the universe saying, hey, these are the lights on your dashboard to say, hey, you are not doing something correctly. And it's not the vaccine's fault. It's the fact that you brought to the table major weaknesses, that you can't handle your environment. You can't handle the minerals. You can't handle the viruses. And guess what? They're all around you. It's in your food supply. It's in the air. And so you don't look at cancer, disease, and chronic illness as something like, wow, it's an insurance policy that, hey, if I get this, it means I got to do something quick. Oh no, you want to be entitled to great health, but do nothing about it to really give yourself good health. And so you anti-vaxxers are kind of like the millennials, some millennials who feel entitled. I want to have great health, but I don't want to earn it. I don't live in reality. I don't want to live in an environment that has all this stuff when you actually have to live in an environment that has everything. Even take away the people, you still have the viruses in the animal. You still have the bacteria in animals, in wildlife. You go to a very warm climate, guess what? There's viruses and bacteria all around you. You think you live in a bubble? No, you don't. You live in a world full of everything, biodiversity. Okay? So pain is biochemical triage. Pain is your insurance policy, letting you know that it's working on stuff, or that you need to do something to then keep strengthening your body until you finally fix that weakness. And so yes, symptoms and cancer and disease and chronic illness is your insurance policy. And if you characterize it as bad, then you are basically rolling the dice with your children as well as you, because you're not doing something about it with bringing the right elements. No, you want to eat vegan and vegetarian. You want to do elderberry syrup. You want to play all the keto different diets and play that game. But you don't want to feel pain because God forbid should you actually earn your good health. You feel entitled. You feel everyone should just get good health but not work for it. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. So the anti-vaxxers don't really understand that pain and cancer, disease, and chronic illness is an insurance policy for you to actually do something and give you time to act. And it's letting you know you have major weaknesses in your body if you can't even handle your environment. Because a person like me, I could take a bunch of vaccines and my body will be fine, because guess what? The lactic acid, the cabbage and kale micro and macronutrition, the electrolytes, the minerals will be able to counter anything that potentially is negative. And guess what? I would get the benefit from that data in that vaccine. I would get the data from the Ebola virus because I have a strong body. But on a weak body, they would succumb and die. But on a strong body, I would actually derive benefit. Now, do I want to have needles shoved in me? No. But if it ever came mandatory where it was predicated on me getting a driver's license and a passport, yeah, I'll get all the vaccines. I don't really care. Me being exposed to all the different people in my society, I don't plug my nose when I walk through a crowd of people who are coughing. No, I'll take in all the bacteria because guess what? My body can handle it. And it'll upgrade me to the next level because it's all messages from the universe. I'm at one with the universe. I'm not playing the discrimination game. If I have pain, it means the body is now adjusting to an upset of homeostasis that I may not be aware of. When I have mucus, when I wake up with mucus in the morning, a little bit, it's the body compartmentalizing, taking the excess elements that my body doesn't need, and it's releasing it. Okay? So, you guys, I'm telling you, if you don't characterize pain as something as an insurance policy, then you'll forever be afraid of it, and then you're going to apply the wrong elements, and then you're going to advise people wrong to not get a vaccine when there are aggressive communicable disease out there that will cause pandemics. And then people on weak bodies will die from the measles. Yes, they will die from the flu. They'll die from chickenpox because they have such a weak body. At least with the vaccine, it gives you some layer of protection. Okay, so pain is biochemical triage. And then you have to now make sure you bring in the right elements to then deal with the healing process so you can earn actually good health. Not be entitled to it like a teenager who doesn't want to earn anything but want everything given to them. But that's our society. We are an entitled society. We feel entitled to have freedom. We feel entitled to have great health, but we'll do nothing really to work for it. And it's the mentality. And then guess what? The universe will then take care of those that feel entitled, that live in fear and feel entitled. Believe me, the universe will work its mysterious ways. Every single person is a message to you. I'm a message. Everybody in your Facebook is a message. And who you listen to is going to be is going to be basically your outcome. So if you want to play the anti-vax and characterize pain as something horrible and you want to run away from it and you don't understand why cancer, disease, and chronic illness exists to begin with, because it is your insurance policy to let you know there's something majorly wrong in your system that you have to strengthen, then guess what? You'll be going over the cliff with everybody else living in fear, not strengthening the body and facing the pain of the past, present, as well as future. So whatever. Bye.